Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for today's video. Today I'm finally going to give a review about face brushes. So I'm going to review and compare some brushes that I got from Coastal Scents, MAC, and Everyday Minerals. So first, Coastal Scents. This is the dual fiber pink Stippler powder brush at Coastal Scents for $7.95, and I think this made a pretty big deal because it was supposed to be comparable to the MAC 187. I used this brush for powder and tinted moisturizer. I think I like this better for tinted moisturizer. But the problem that I have with this one is that when I first got it, it smelled really bad. I had to air it out for about a month before the smell even went away. And when I use this, like this, it just deposits hair on my face. I was cleaning it today. You can see it's pretty clean right now. It just shed all over the place. So I mean, if you just use it normally, it's kind of comparable to the MAC 187, but when it comes to the quality, it doesn't live up to the 187. So here's the 187. It's a little bit, from what I can see, the 187 is a little bit smaller and a little bit less dense, just a little bit. And but this one, it doesn't smell, it doesn't shed, and somehow I feel like the bristles are a little bit softer when you, this one, the pink one, it gets a little bit scratchy sometimes when you're stippling, like this, but the MAC 187, it does a better job when you're stippling. So, in that respect, if you just want a brush that kind of does what the 187 does but sheds every once in a while, then the pink handle or the black handled powder stippler brush from Coastal Scents will probably be fine. But if you really want a good quality, the MAC 187 is probably a one and only kind of product, and I personally don't think this one quite lives up to the hype or the name. So if you want something that's really good, this I believe is $42 at MAC, and I say it's worth it. So next, I'm going to talk about the Everyday Minerals short-handled Kabuki. It's really cute. And it's actually one of the few brushes that Everyday Minerals actually carries right now. I think they're going to expand their face brush line soon. But I really like this brush. It's very soft and it's a nice dome shape. It's not too dense, but it does really well with mineral powder. I wanted to compare that to the MAC 182 Kabuki brush, to which I think there is no comparison, because the MAC 182, this is so soft. I mean, it is my favorite when it comes to Kabuki, and it's just, I could do this all day. So, and it's really dense. I mean, this is Everyday Minerals, this is MAC 182. It's not quite fair to compare them. I'm only comparing them because they're both Kabuki brushes, but I think the Everyday Minerals is more for lack of a better word, everyday. You can just take it with you, put it in your purse, short-handled. It can just kind of go on and just put the powder on your face very quickly, very easily. It's not retractable, which is not that great, but you can fit something over this to kind of protect the bristles a little bit. This one is more for an all-over face powder application or bronzer application. It's very dense, it's goat hair, and it's so soft. I highly recommend this. It's $45, kind of pricey, but It's the MAC 182. I think it's one of their only Kabuki brushes. But it's really nice. It doesn't really shed. Well, up until now it has not really shed, so I really think this is good quality. Next, I would like to compare the pink-handled flat top buffer bronzer brush from Coastal Scents for $7.49, and the Everyday Minerals flat top buffer brush for $10, I think. I think it's $10, yeah. So the Everyday Minerals is shorter, but the Everyday Minerals I think is a little bit more dense, this one right here. And they both shed a little bit, but the Everyday Minerals one, by far, I like it better. It's so much more softer, and it doesn't shed as much. The pink handle one, this one sheds. These two shed so much. Like every time I apply powder, every time I wash them, the hair just falls out. So for $7, it's okay, but the quality is just not there. As far as the buffer ability of this brush, it's okay. Like if you just use it normally, aside from the hair falling out, I don't mind this one so much. I just prefer Everyday Minerals because it's softer and it just looks like it's better quality. I mean, this one, the smoothness of the hair and the shines, and it's kind of, I don't know if you can see that, but this one looks like it's so much smoother. Anyways, I recommend Everyday Minerals. The rest of these brushes is just kind of stuff that I just got on and off. This is the MAC 129. It's kind of a blush brush. You can use it for blush or bronzer or for contouring. I use it for bronzer, and it works pretty well. It's not too incredibly dense, but it does a good job. $34. Everyday Minerals Eyeshadow Brush. I think I talked about this during my Everyday Minerals eyeshadow review. I like this one. It doesn't shed. It really works well for me, and the bristles are pretty sturdy, so it applies a pretty good amount of product to the eye. The rest of these are Coastal Scents. This is let's see, the Slanted contour brush, I believe. And this by far is my favorite Coastal Scents brush because it didn't smell as bad, it doesn't shed as much, and it's really soft. I think this one was about $6 or $7, so if you're going to get Coastal Scents brushes, this is a really good buy. I got this Deluxe Soft Fan Brush, also from Coastal Scents. I don't really use this one very much, and I think Corin was right when he said that unless you're a makeup artist, you probably won't need this too much. You can use it to clean up like glitter that kind of falls off your eyelid onto your cheekbones. This can also be used for blush, but it fans out so much. So, or contouring, just to get that line like this. So I don't really use it very much. It kind of sheds, and it's not even very dense. Look at it. So I'm slightly disappointed in this brush. So unless you have a use for it, I say don't really need it. Don't get it. And lastly, the concealer brush from Coastal Scents. This is also a really good brush. I use it for cream blush, and it does a really good job. This does not shed, and it doesn't smell that bad either. $6, I think, this one. This is perfect for cream blush. So that's all the brushes that I have for now. I still, above all, highly recommend MAC brushes because they are probably the leading brushes in the makeup industry. The Everyday Minerals, it's pretty good. It's decent. It's cheap and it's good quality. So I recommend these. The Coastal Scents, if you're really on a budget, I think these are good. But if you're willing to spend more, definitely spend more. You will get a lot more out of the MAC brushes or Smashbox, or there's a lot of other brands out there, but they would just be so much better than these Coastal Scents brushes. So that's all for now, and thank you for watching.